This lesson is going to be on solving literal equations. A literal equation is just an equation that has multiple variables where you have to solve for a specific variable. In this problem, we have y and we have x in our equation, but the problem is telling us to solve for y. Since a variable is just a number, whatever I would do to a number, I can do to a variable as well too. So if I wanted to solve this for y, I would start by subtracting 4x from both sides. 3y just comes down because there's no like terms to that. 4y minus 4y becomes 0, so that goes away. Now 9 minus 4x are not like terms, so I cannot combine them. So I'm just going to write it as negative 4x plus 9, because I want my variable term to come first. Now I still have to get rid of the 3, so I'm going to divide each term by 3. 3y divided by 3 is y. Negative 4x divided by 3, I can't simplify that, so I'm just going to leave it as negative 4/3 x. And positive 9 divided by 3 is positive 3. So now, since this is y equals some expression, that would be my answer. Solve this equation for b. Now I notice this is all variables, but again, since a variable is a number, I can do the same steps if they were numbers. So I'm going to start by distributing the h. So I'm left with a equals bh plus ch. So now I'm solving this for b, so I'm going to subtract ch from both sides. A minus ch, there's no like term, so let's write it as a minus ch. bh, nothing happens to that, and ch minus ch is 0, so that goes away. Now to get rid of the h, I'm going to divide each term by h. So a over h, can't simplify that. Negative ch divided by h, the h's cancel out, so I'm just left with minus c equals bh divided by h. H's cancel out again, and I'm left with b. So I have a over h minus c is equal to b. If 9x plus 2a equals 3a minus 4x, we want to know what x is equal to. Now I have multiple x's, so I'm going to move them to the one side. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides of my equation. 9x plus 4x is 13x. The 2a just comes down, equals 3a comes down, and negative 4x plus 4x is 0. Now I'm going to move this 2a away from my x by subtracting 2a on each side. 13x just comes down. 2a minus 2a is 0. And then equals 3a minus 2a is just a. Now to get rid of the 13, I'm going to divide both sides by 13. And I'm left with x equals a over 13. Solve this equation for x. I have multiple terms on the same side as x, so I have to move them to the other side. I'm going to start by subtracting 2 from both sides. The 6yx minus 4w comes down. 2 minus 2 is 0, and that's equal to 7 minus 2 is 5. Now I want to move the negative 4w, so I'm going to do that by adding 4w on each side. The 6yx comes down. Negative 4w plus 4w is 0. And then on the other side, 5 plus 4w, they're not like terms, so I can't combine them. I'm just going to leave it as 4w plus 5. Now I have to get rid of the 6y. Since 6y is just a number, even though it's two different parts, a number and a variable, it's still one singular number if I multiply them. So I'm going to divide everything by 6y. The 6's cancel out, the y's cancel out, so I'm just left with x. Now 4w over 6y, I can't simplify that, and 5 over 6y can't be simplified, so I can write it as one singular fraction. 4w plus 5 over 6y. Solve this equation for y. 2y minus 18x equals negative 26. I'm going to add 18x to both sides. 2y comes down. Negative 18x plus 18x cancels out. Negative 26 plus 18x are not like terms. So I'm just going to write it as 18x minus 26. Now I'm going to divide everything by 2. So I'm left with y equals 18x divided by 2 is 9x. Negative 26 divided by 2 is negative 13. So y equals 9x minus 13.